Galaxy Audio presents A Matter of Matter by L. Ron Hubbard. You have seen the gaudy little shops along Broadway. Well, this is a warning not to patronize them. Planets can be bought perfectly legally from the Interior Department of the Outer Galactic Control. And you don't have to follow up the ads you read and hear over the radio, for no matter what they say, there is many a man who would be in much better health today if he had not succumbed to...
It's a poor man who isn't king in some corner. Empires for a pittance, thrones for a mite, easy payments, nothing down. Honest Mike.
It sounds so simple. It is so simple. Who would not be an Earthman in this vital day? But who would be a fool? Chuck Lambert was not exactly a fool. He was top-heavy. He let his imagination sweep away all such things as petty logic, shaped up the facts into something which satisfied his dreams, and went merrily along, auto-blinded to anything which shadowed what he wanted to believe. Lady Luck, that mischievous character, is sometimes patient with a fool, and sometimes she loads with buckshot and lets him have it. When he was 18, Chuck Lambert, having precociously finished college, got a job moving packing cases, and found after 6 months of it that his boss, a septuagenarian named Coley, received exactly $3 a day more than Chuck, and had had to wait 40 years for his advancement. This was a blow. Chuck had visions of being president of the company at the age of 24, until he discovered this. The president was taking some glandular series or other, and was already 90, and would live another 100 years. Discouragement lasted just long enough to call Chuck's attention to Madman Murphy, the king of planetary realtors, whose magnificent display, smooth conversation, personal pounciness, and assumption that Chuck had decided before he had closed a deal, opened wide the gates to glory. Chuck was to work hard and invest every dime he could scrape into Project 19453X. This included, when it would at last be paid for, a full and clear deed of title, properly recorded and inviolate to the end of time, to heirs and assigns forever, to the planet 19453X. Murphy threw in, as the clincher, free rental of a Star Jumper 4 and all supplies for the initial trip. When he was out on the sidewalk, Chuck suddenly realized that it was going to take him 11 years of very hard work to pay for that planet, providing he starved himself the while and had no dates. And he went back in to reason with Madman Murphy.
Look, Mr. Murphy, it stands to reason that all these minerals and things are worth a lot more than the price. I'm more valuable on that planet than I am here working as a clerk. Now, what I propose...
Young man, I congratulate you,
said Murphy.
I envy your youth and prospects. Godspeed and bless you.
And he answered the phone. An aide took Chuck back to the walk and let him reel home on his own steam. He couldn't afford now an airlift. He had 11 long years before him when he couldn't afford one. He was perfectly free to walk, unless his shoes wore out, no provision having been made to replace them in this budget of 80% of pay. He was particularly cheered when the aide said,
"Just to stiffen your resolution, and for no other reason than because Madman Murphy really likes you. You understand that this is no provisional contract. If you don't pay, we garnish your pay for the period and keep the planet too. That's the law, and we're sorry for it. Now, God bless you and goodbye."
Chuck didn't need blessings as much as he needed help. It was going to be a very long and gruesome servitude.